Okay, so like I said, this is Shay Seeking or Shalonda. And yeah, so like I said, I feel like, there's a perception of something being shown to us on the media when it comes to Afghan. But it just really feels like we are talking about something that is going to be happening on this soil, something that is close to home. Meanwhile, we're having plenty of new people and groups coming into this land, and again, we don't know who or where they're coming from. We don't know why the president allowed them to come in. It's just concerning, like I said. And it's kind of like I feel like we're also at this moment where they are flashing. I feel like there's some kind of mind control or something going on with the masses, right, and mass media. Because again, we're doing, I hope this is not, like I said, I feel bad, and this is out of no disrespect to Biden, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I just see people, you know what I'm saying? I call things out. It's not really never going to be anything really personal against the person. Really, I don't know what these people do behind closed doors. I just see what's being presented in front of the people. And if it's including confusion or something like this, or some kind of manipulation or some kind of lies, then again, I'm just questioning it like everybody should. And it's almost like everybody is talking, they're showing images of Trump on the screen. Now, this is no disrespect to Trump or anything else, but my whole thing, like I said, I'm pretty sure that when the president resigns, and I'm not saying I want Kamala either. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, do we see this manipulation that's going on? That it's like, oh, Trump won, these kind of headlines. These are supposed to be professional platforms delivering news to many people that are confused, maybe afraid, maybe have questions about things that are going on. We definitely see that there's more to this story, to all of these stories, than what we're being told. Okay? And we just want what is the straight up truth. And so we're not even asking Kamala what she thinks about what's going on with Biden, if she thinks he's in his right mind. I don't know. Somebody could have put something in his drink before he go on the camera. I don't know. This could be some kind of staged event to bring down Biden by using, again, this will be a way, since again, I've been working on blocking my energy, right? And if they've left already, right, that means like some of the surveilling and stuff is over when it comes to these groups. So then, it kind of feels like they are, I don't know, trying to make us think that Trump is the next selection. And again, it should be the vice president. But again, have people forgotten how this thing works? Or should we even be trusting anything that we're seeing? And then again, they're pointing the finger. And I feel like there's a low-key ha-ha moment that they're just waiting for the day that, again, this loudmouth person that's making this this voice that's moving through America right now and speaking as though she is America, this is a problem. Men in power and stuff. This makes, I think, some of these groups and some of these people angry, right? So again, when you look at a situation like mine, what I'm getting is somebody wants me to have the perception of fear. Again, I'm feeling like, again, it's not even only that. I feel like when it comes to associates and things like that, when it comes to the community, when it comes to, even indigenous communities that I help build by giving information, alternative information, and that's it, right? That now, again, it seems like those people have been turned away. They want nothing to do with me as an individual. And I think it's because they don't like the way that I operate. They don't like how assertive I am. They don't like me, in a sense, right? Or again, I feel like, again, some of these ringleaders of these groups are very high up in the so-called community now. And so what they say, they manipulate the other people in order to make it seem as though I shouldn't be trusted or whatnot. Right? Or see, she says these things. But again, I don't have any kind of relationship with anybody where I'm trading information, regardless if people think that I've been taught or told anything. Regardless, I do know that there has been a blockage. There has been something done in order to perform some type of blockage. And again, I should be able to be more in tune or more tapped in somewhere. But I feel like, again, by using something some type of manipulation that, again, that has been done. When we look at, again, we could go back to the folklore, mythology, ancient goddesses and empresses. Over time, they usually show the woman blind or bound. Okay, and we talk about that a lot on this platform and on this channel. So, meantime, and that's, again, to keep that while they're ciphering information and digging, right? Okay, from our Akashic records or from our minds. I feel like there's certain aspects that they're blinding and binding us from. So you don't really realize until you wake up or until something happens that triggers something, that this is what's been done to you. And again, I think it feels like over time that they know that they can leave these women as a shell, or they can use some kind of manipulation in order to get them to act out in a certain way, so they can end up looking crazy. Or again, when it comes to all of these regulations and rules that they want to put in place, when it comes to children being removed because of vaccinations and things like this. So I feel like this whole antagonizing energy is around, where they want to kind of box me into some kind of complex of fear, like I'm gonna get you, and if it's not us, these Taliban groups or whatever are gonna get you. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny because like this is 2 nights this past week where I'm sitting out at night in my sunroom, and I really don't have a problem. We get coyotes and wolves in the back a lot, but sometimes I'll lay out under the stars, right? And again, like I said, I know that there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that I don't realize. So again, I have to know that, again, spiritually, I feel like I have entities around me all the time. I feel like I have guides and spiritual and ancestors and again around. So, they kind of like nudge me on things that I need to be aware of, right? Using discernment and just, things to pay attention to. And so, again, I noticed that, like I said, the past couple nights I've been hearing, like, now I know for a fact, what the heck is that? Oh my goodness. Okay. So I noticed that, like I said, the past couple nights that I have had, in my neighborhood, within my area, I clearly hear a human being. Now, we read that scripture, right? So I clearly hear, there's times when I feel like there is some stage something going on in the neighborhood, right? And it's almost like you just don't know. I mean, you can not know who to trust and where, you know what I'm saying, and what to trust. And still not be like scared to death. Do you see what I'm saying? Just being very precise and just being very, keen in tuning in on different energy and different things around. But I honestly, again, have heard that some person making barking noises in my yard, like, and it's strange, you know what I'm saying? So again, I feel like on the media today, what they're trying to do is say, oh, well, it's all gone now, see, now we're already into it, so now it's too late and this is about to happen. So again, if we're talking about, now this is what makes me think about the whole thing. If we're talking about, this happening biblical, and within that day, like I said, we ended up just going through the Bible and picking that chapter, and it's talking about the same thing. Like I said, I don't know if this is somebody now playing games because they have access to certain information. Somebody playing games because, again, now you've left me vulnerable. So I don't think that people really realize how far it goes. Now you've maybe left me vulnerable. Now there may be people that feel bad, or people that may be still left behind to protect. But again, you also have to realize that there will be people, if this incident is going on these grounds, that don't want to There may be people that want to harm you. So again, by them having whatever intel that they have on me and leaking that out to just regular everyday people, or these groups again that do not want me around within the community, or don't want to be involved with me, or don't want to see me live or breathe or have anything that I have. You see what I'm saying? A lot of jealous women, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this has to do with a lot of, men that don't, maybe didn't think that I didn't deserve something or whatever. So it just leaves what I feel like it leaves you in a vulnerable state, because you don't know, while again, it's kind of like that Betty Wright song where she said, that's because you know me and I don't know you. And that's the thing. So like me even having to go through all this and use my gifts in order to interpret that this stuff may be going on in the background, and then just little whispers and things that are, because people's lips have been sealed. Okay. When it comes to this, no one leaked me any kind of, I had to really go there into a deep state of something for these past couple of weeks at least, in order to go a little bit higher, right? So again, people think that it's all fun and games and it's funny and it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, you're leaving someone and their children and their family. So again, if you hate me that much, being someone who has brought forth this information, and also definitely the only one at that point in time that brought forth the fact that we were still so-called enslaved, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that is quite a shame. So I can't see anything like, like I said, is this some kind of musical or something at the end of the day where, people are going to hop out at the end and it's going to be like all fun and games and funny. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? It kind of trips me out. And for me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This journey, man, and like I said, journey has been it's been really tough. But it's built me up to be a certain way. So I feel like also it was an obstacle. It was something, a gift even from the ancestors, right? A gift from source in order to fine tune me for a particular position or job or something that I would have to take part in or play. But I do have to say that it's something that is strenuous, but you have to, but again, I've learned that I have to be patient, right? And I can't have any fear, actually, Again, I've been standing like that lion's whelp, It's just that. And again, I feel like also there's some energy here that people are trying to point out. They're amping up the nothing again, right? The so-called illness that's going around, killing millions of people that we haven't seen it happening. Recently, right? Okay. So again, now they're amping up this whole alert, because I feel like all of these dark things that they have made, right? They're trying to pin it on America, or give it an image of someone that is a virus. So again, in tune is turning it into, regardless if we're talking subliminal, right? We're talking about even another way of seeing and thinking, programming. Okay. So again, at the end of the day, there will be a main witch to target, a main person. They're doing all these miracles. This might be the devil. Do you see what I'm saying? That is a very strategic thing. It's very ugly, right? So anybody that had any kind of animosity or might have been blocking something in the first place when they already knew what is supposed to be going and taking place. And again, I don't know the whole thing and process of what's happening. I'm just waiting for source to let me know what I need to do. What's next? And I know that people don't just think that I can just read what's going on in the air, and I just know I can just read between the lines of everything, and that, every message that they send out that's all mixed up and warped, that I can decipher everything. That's not the case. Just like, let's not play silly at this point. Let's just be very direct. And I and at this point, I feel like I don't even need to. It's because I'm not even supposed to be dealing with this. So I see that movement. I also, see the whole thing about, I just feel like everything that is on a huge scale, even now they're going to be, because we're talking about AI. We don't know what, again, has been in those antidotes that have been given out. And again, we don't know what has been placed in us with other antidotes that we've received throughout our lifetime, right? So again, we also know that people in these, within these tech companies say that, when it comes to AI, right? It may be some things that may be concerning. So again, I feel like also everything is going to gear towards where it's going to be blamed on someone. So again, someone has to be that sacrifice, or somebody would have to be that scapegoat, while they've already taken much from me and implanted it into another feminine energy and planted them into the community in order to take the lead and take the role, right? Prop them up. Again, this is idol worship in my eyes, while they're throwing dirt on my name and throwing dirt on me the whole time. Like, I think people don't really realize that I think that whatever study or whatever has been done to me, maybe even other people, they don't realize what it took to be still standing on your feet and still smiling and being able to still do what you need to do on a daily basis. Now, every part of this experiment, I feel like it may be that they have done, was not bad. I did, again, connect with other people. I feel like it might have been telepathically, or, it was all new to me. So I had to kind of feel these things out, some kind of messaging or something, right? And at that time, again, when we talk about Kabul, or when we talk about the Bagram, you know what I'm saying? Or now there's all these new terms and things, they're breaking it up. It's just causing confusion, and so it just makes me wonder. And again, what people don't realize is throughout this time, like I said, I did connect, and I feel like we've already discussed 2 different energies at that time that, helped keep me level, right? And toward the end, one person, we'll just say one person, again, that I feel uncomfortable, putting this on, putting this out there, that I feel like, again, during this time, there was communication going on, right? And then what I feel like is out of some type of punishment or some type of something like that, or out of spite, I feel like, again, that individual, and I may be incorrect, I may be wrong, right? But I feel like that individual was yanked out, like how, and it just kind of reminds me of that whole energy that's following behind them, saying that, how did they just yank out from Bagram, right? So that energy makes me feel like, again, that's kind of like how I felt, like even stranded or even abandoned, right? In a certain sense, right? And so I feel like this is why the ancestors have been taking me through this process, to be able to still have thick skin after this. But I feel like, again, I feel like it was a I feel like it was a spiteful thing. I don't know if out of jealousy. I don't know if it was out of something. I don't know. I sense these things, guys. I don't know what this new thing is, or I don't know what, I just can only go off what I'm telling you, and there's no need for me to ever lie about it. And I feel like, I don't know if it was something, because it was a luring energy as well. Luring energy as well. So I can only say that if there's already was this energy where I was having flying objects around a lot, okay? We could be talking drones. We could be talking any kind of, again, I have recordings of this stuff, right? So if I'm saying this kind of stuff here, there's a heavy activity in the skies around me. I need to know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? If I'm a targeted individual, am I being protected by these particular crafts? What is it? Was it protection at first? And now we're at a point where it might be something that might be in the hands of someone that might want to harm me or my children. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, a lot of people don't know what it took to get to where I am today. The pain of also connecting with being isolated for a certain amount of time, and being also taunted by your community and by other people and by other groups in all different categories or layers in this infrastructure, right? And then having someone say, well, come this way because maybe you should, escape or go with us. Like I said, if this is this energy that's following with this whole Afghan energy, or this situation, right? Who do you trust? You see what I'm saying? In your home, family members turned away, turned against, because again, they know that you're fine, they know that you're sane, but again, you can't relate to them anymore in certain instances, because they don't see the world again like you see it now. Okay? So again, to put, I think, like individuals within this, whatever this was, and then have you be able to connect with them and feel like, great, now it's someone like me. And then to remove them or snatch them away, at times, that was, like I said, that was somewhat devastating. Right? But again, I had to, go ahead and go through that process of, cleaning it up, realizing what it was, saying, hey, that was an experience. What did it teach me? Good or bad, whether I felt this way or that way, I'm good. And I think a lot of people thought that I would break. A lot of people thought that I would fall down and stay down. So again, now they don't know what to do. So, well, hey, what we're going to do is not give these people any kind of information to prepare. We won't let them know anything. We'll block them from that information. We'll just use them to cipher. We'll say that we're teaching them. We'll say that they should know these things. We'll say this, and that. But at the same time, we didn't give them any of that. All we did was give them hell and teach them a lesson. And now we're going to go ahead and we know that these, and what I'm saying, when it comes to a certain intellect, a certain sense of intelligence, right? So regular people they're going to see it as crazy, or regular people may not even understand. They might even be seeing things on that level, but they know you do. They know that the other entities or energies that they linked you with, they know that they do, right? Even to give you a sense that, again, they may have taken that energy from you, right? Like to play God, that they'll give it and take it away. And then also let you just have a little bit of peek into the fact that they may be also, having that person link up with another group or something. So again, for me, I take what I have, and if it works, okay. When it goes, it goes. I deal with it and I move on. But you still have this sense of these so-called memories again that you form. But I'll never be jealous again over somebody. But I think that see, people don't understand the way that I operate. That's not the same way for others, right? So now you have some of these chieftain and some of these other energies within certain communities and certain, again, levels of society that, again, see you as a threat or see you as somebody that is, is unnecessary or not needed. Okay? We see this with the religious aspect as well. Okay? And so, again, I don't know how we got all the way over here, but I just thought that I would give people that information. You never know what could happen. The power could go out somewhere in my area or something, and I never get to, tell my part of the story. And so again, now they'll leave you here with your family in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Having your own children, causing this strife. I feel by playing God. And now, again, even being a woman, they want to leave you battered and bruised, vulnerable, or in fear. And that's not working. It reminds me of that clip from Handmaid's Tale when they said that she has eluded your soldiers for 2 weeks or whatever. Go get her and bring her to me. And then they said, okay. And when we get her, we're going to kill her. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So even to think back and look that you might have had a connection with someone, however they were doing this, right? You may care for that person. You may see them as a companion or somebody, a special relationship, right? Okay. Your whole life is in shambles to a certain extent, right? Another way to abuse the woman, another way to break the heart. And this is what I'm saying about the whole thing when it comes to heart disease, especially when it, it's something to look at, especially with this whole 20-year thing. I feel like, again, maybe I'm not maybe the only one. I don't think that I'm the only one, but I don't think we're looking in depth as to what we're really talking about when we're talking about this service that people have been serving. But once they feel like they've emptied out the vessel, they don't need it anymore. So it could just be discarded. And in this case, this cup will not stop overrunning. It's full and it's going to runneth over. And I feel like what we're dealing with right now is the Christ energy that's going to reign forever. Not alone, but with trustworthy and like-minded individuals. I feel like it's already been set up. We kind of are already dispersed and know who we are. I just feel like, again, there has been something happening where it's not being dealt with that way. They want to make sure that they get certain people, again, that are not the indigenous original people here into these positions. So that's what this whole thing has been, by keeping us dumbed down, keeping us locked in the house, keeping us in fear, keeping Social Security offices in case you did want to change anything. All of these administrative buildings closed. It put a damper on people that might have wanted to make moves in order to get their stuff into. Don't you see how funny that is? If this was the case, if it was even about that, right? If it was even about that, that is very funny how these type of things were happening, right? I've lived in my home for a while now. I've never had my car broken into. I've had my car broken into, and they took documents. It's like, what would you take somebody's lunch bag and documents for? You see? So this is not just a game for somebody like me. I can see these things. This is not a game for me. So if there is something going on, I'm trying to figure out, did we sell part of the Americas to another country? Does somebody else that's more powerful actually own this land now? Did they sell my beautiful village? Do you see what I'm saying? To some kind of corporation? And now we actually have to move from our home? Or is this, again, is this a land grab? Where, again, or is this a land patent situation? I'm not sure. All I've been able to pick up is little bits and pieces from people's conversation, or people talking too much, and me being able to hear some of these things, and it correlates and relates, or is too much detail where I know that I've come across these individuals, especially when I'm talking about, it may not even be them, right? Well, I think that it is, right? But especially when it comes to two other females that are popular within the community and they have a huge following, a bigger following than me, right? So again, it's almost like there's a group of individuals that they've been using in order to orchestrate this thing. And I feel like it's this whole thing to also keep a bird caged. To keep a bird caged. And I think it's maybe because, again, those other groups, they don't go as deep as I go with information. They don't go to those levels. They don't point and direct information directly to people. They do common information. They do certain type of information. They say things. They're not as affirmative as I am. I'm not saying that doesn't mean that they're more powerful, or that they don't do what they do the way they do it, which might be great. Okay? So again, now I have to move on again with my life and change direction. And also having to do it with really being careful about feeling like I know who I am, feeling some kind of way about getting into new situations and circumstances. So even if somebody was seeming as though they were luring me away or trying to get me away from my home, right, or lure me into something, how would you feel? Oh, I'm sorry, that was my shoe got caught on the thing. But you would have to imagine how you would feel, because again, we are still, last time I checked, I'm still a person, right? A so-called person, a being that lives on this planet as well. No matter what people think about what my opinions, which are mine, are about certain situations. And if it wasn't that big of a problem, then people wouldn't be so upset. when I'm speaking about the agenda and the actual information, not about the people. Okay? So again, I feel like nobody has to like me. I like me a whole bunch. I like all the pieces of me. I like all the pieces of me. And nobody can take away how I feel about myself. I've never really felt like I was unworthy. Right? So again, I feel like it's a horrible thing that has been done. So again, are we talking about defiling God's wife in a sense, right? With this mammy complex and this holy cow, right? And even in this whole time, being someone that also, was interested in doing things at some point in time, feeling like a sense of stagnancy, right? Right? And then going into wanting to do your work, but then you notice that your platforms have been tampered with. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And I think people want to think that I'm talking about some kind of pity party. That's not the case. I don't hold no grudges towards nobody, right? It's not even nothing personal at this point. What's done is done. And I'm moving forward with my life. But to feel as though you have to be in some form of wondering if something is going on in your own homeland or on your own land or with your property, that is a horrible feeling. And that, again, the government would be assisting these people possibly, right? Allegedly, if this was the case, right? So I would never think that I would see this type of behavior, really. I mean, now we done seen some things, right? But I never thought I would see what would. So this is why I feel like this has to be some kind of. We're in the book of Acts, and this is an act, right? And that's what kind of like helps me like laugh or smile about it at the end of the day. like this is the Truman Show, and he's catching on to all the little details, right? So again, I'm not wounded enough. Like, I'm ready to go ahead and move on with the rest of my life at this point in time. But yes, excuse me. I do feel like a lot of this has halted me, because the whole time I'm trying to figure out the things that I should be doing or moving forward, or what you know what I'm saying? But there's not like there's a rule book, or again, nobody to give me any. I feel like, again, besides some kind of emotional support or like some answers here and there, or a feeling of, a connection of feeling like someone is there. I feel like, again, it was mostly take. But when I see all of the, when it comes to, again, I feel like when it comes to the twin flame energy, or celestial twin, okay, that twin energy, again, like I said, I feel like it built a bond. And I do feel like, again, we're dealing with individuals that are, again, also on this 3D plane right now. Okay. And again, I think the most frustrating thing is to not know, right? For it to be abruptly ending, and to not know, and then also be ostracized or even exiled by people in general. And again, I look at that because I do think that, again, there are some people that that are out there that may, still show love, right? I think that there is a larger group out there that are aware of some of our situations, as these people that I think that have gone through this particular type of study or whatever it would be, okay? Or even if we're talking about, this has to do with the parts of it that are natural, that have to do with natural healing and natural prosperity in God, right? Beside those parts. Because again, I feel like, again, star seeds, chosen ones, this is a real legit thing, that we were formed before we were in the mother's womb. So again, the reason why we have always felt these kind of ways, as in somebody's watching or something like this, or you were different, or there was something, because again, that was the case. And that's also the case why, again, some of these agencies behind the scenes, I feel, have been watching. Okay? So, I don't know. Again, you tell me if you guys have experienced anything like this. This is just a little small portion of my story, right? And this is not a pity party. This is just me, just really talking about this situation. Because I think people seem to think that they know. They've been hearing one side from these forces that are up there that may want to see you fail. That can't wait till the day when you go crazy and just really take yourself out of here. To, yeah, or even put you in a situation where, like I said, someone gets some type of, what can we say? Oh my goodness, that wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe put you in a situation where someone will have some type of authority over you, or even some kind of authority, or try to get something over your children even. You see? And it's not just me. I'm talking about this because I feel like I don't think that I'm the only one that, again, went through this type of thing. And is there any help or assistance for those people? Or again, do they just want you to disappear? Do they want you just to end up slipping away into some mindset that you can't get out of and you can never recover from? So you have to think about these type of studies, these secret studies and stuff that have happened behind the scenes. And how deep is it? How many people actually really know? Do they know just the portions of these things that happen that they were told, right? Or are they the people that actually went through them? When it comes to spiritual awakening, when it comes to things like being a prophet or being an oracle, do they know these things? Do they know how the mind of an oracle works exactly? No. Right? It takes one to know one. And even everybody is still different with their craft. But again, for me, there's no malice. It's all about equality again. And so it puts me in a situation where me speaking about these things, even as I'm speaking of them today, to tell my story, kind of like when everybody's been able to talk about it behind my back for all this time. So again, to be able to tell my story today and to be able to stand for what I believe in, which is probably why I was left out in the first place, because it's about equality for all people, you know what I'm saying, and the truth. Right? That will put me again in a certain situation if we are talking about groups that are on this plane right now. Because they're going to look at you as a bootlick or something like this where you turned on your people. So again, even if this is just, like I said, some type of thing, I just feel like I wanted to, clear the air. Because I do feel like even in this situation with other people that may be misunderstood, that again, I'm still misunderstood. You see? Right? Okay? Except for when it comes to one individual, and I believe that there has been a blockage or something like that that has kept me from being able to communicate with this individual. And so again, you can't play with people's lives like that, and even put having again thoughts of horrible things happening to this person in real life, right? Because not that kind of a relationship that was anything that was tangible. All of it was done some other kind of way. Right? And I think even speaking on this is even like as if I feel bad, because if I feel this way, and if it was the same for them, then it makes me feel like damn. And if it was all some kind of act, or if it was some kind of fake something to hurt me, then at some point in time it did work. Yeah. So anyway, and I feel like that's some type of punishment there. Like, okay, this is what you want, then, we know what you want now. And so again, we'll just take it. And we'll make it something that's always there and existing, but you'll never be able to obtain it. So I think that, again, what God has put together, and if that's what the case is, then how can any man put asunder? Okay? So again, like I said, if a society looks at people as cattle, as something to be muzzled, as something to be poked with some kind of antidote or some kind of concoction, to be forced to wear this muzzle in school, to be forced to wear it everywhere you go, to be forced to do this and take your shoes off and put your shoe. If this is the case, then they're not looking at you like you are a human or a person, because again, you fall for it to go with the okey doke in a situation like this. You comply with it because of fear. You comply with it because of fear. And then where do we go from there? So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this. And then how can you, if people have been dehumanized in a sense, right? Then how are they going to feel for another person that's going through something? He'll be just like that episode in Black Mirror where that girl was going through that issue and being chased down by somebody, and all the people were just standing there looking at her with a blank face and taking pictures of her and looking at her with their cell phone. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, this has to be some type of experiments that's going on with us. And I'm just like, can we wake up already? Can we just wake up already? So yeah, I think that's it. I'm done rambling. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying your day, Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I just, felt like I just wanted to say that. Actually, at this point in time, I feel very good. I feel very refreshed. I feel very something here. So again, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Again, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you choose. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.